Treasury with taxes under the Act set to continue.
Of those who have lost their lives, from the past, we have a total of 11. And from the small car, we have a total of 2.
13 people died, with over 36 others seriously injured in a dawn accident at the Mega Black Spot on the Nakuru-Eldoret Highway involving a coast bus and a personal car. Plus, National Assembly affirms recommendations to consolidate all bursary and government funding to pave way for free education. Well, good evening to you. Punchline begins right now. I'm Alan Owino. Our sign language interpreter for this session is Clement Muli. Now, it is a win for the government as the Finance Bill 2023 will now remain in effect until the Supreme Court gives a verdict on an appeal filed by the Cabinet Secretary for National Treasury and Planning. While issuing the conservatory orders, the Supreme Court considered the uncertainty regarding the revenue-raising measures and difficulties that may arise in the operations of the 2 levels of government. The determination of the appeal is set for September 10th, and until then, taxes under the Act will continue to apply. David Kagina tells us more.
The Supreme Court has issued conservatory orders temporarily suspending portions of the Court of Appeal's decision declaring Finance Act 2023 unconstitutional. This decision comes in response to appeals filed by the Cabinet Secretary for National Treasury and Planning, along with 4 other government officials, against the Court of Appeal's decision. The Finance Act of 2023 suffered a major setback on July 31, 2024, when the Court of Appeal invalidated it, citing procedural flaws in its enactment, leading to widespread uncertainty about the government's financial and operational frameworks, prompting the then Treasury CS Professor Njuguna Ndung'u to seek relief from the Supreme Court. And I quote, "Taking into account the uncertainty regarding the revenue-raising measures and difficulty that may arise in the operations of the 2 levels of government as posed by the applicants, coupled with the far-reaching implications of the declaration of the entire Finance Act 2023 as unconstitutional, we are persuaded that the consolidated appeal may be rendered nugatory." Concerns about the legislative process used to enact the Finance Act dominated the Supreme Court's deliberations, particularly the level of public participation and adherence to Article 114 of the Constitution, which governs financial legislation. The court acknowledged that these issues require additional judicial scrutiny and should be thoroughly examined during the full hearing of the appeals. However, in granting the conservatory orders, the Supreme Court emphasized the importance of maintaining government stability and avoiding disruptions in public administration. The orders effectively stay the Court of Appeal's declaration that nullified the Finance Act, allowing the government to continue its operations while the legal battles plays out. Furthermore, the court acknowledged the importance of public interest, stating that granting the Treasury's request would promote stability in both the national budget and the allocation of funds while the appeal progresses. The Supreme Court noted in its ruling, the conservatory orders are necessary to avoid potential operational disruptions in government activities. We are not convinced that the consequence of declaring the entire Finance Act as unconstitutional would be reversible should the appeal before us be successful. The consolidated appeals, which include petitions E031, E032 and E033 of 2024, are scheduled for an expedited hearing in September 2024. The outcome of the hearing is eagerly anticipated as it will have far-reaching consequences for Kenya's legislative process and the future of Finance Act 2023, considering new taxes introduced by the Act include a 5% withholding tax on digital content monetization, a capital gains tax on transfer of shares, 16% VAT on petrol, kerosene, aviation and jet fuel, housing levy, among others. David Kagina, K24, Nairobi.
At least 13 people have died and over 36 others were seriously injured in a dawn accident at Mega Black Spot on the Nakuru-Eldoret Highway. The accident occurred at around 5 a.m. on Tuesday, involving a coast bus company vehicle and a private car. This comes even as the government has been urged to expand the Nakuru-Eldoret Highway to end the constant road carnages along the busy highway.
On Tuesday morning, along the Eldoret-Nakuru Highway within Migaa area, transport was affected for a while owing to an accident that claimed 13 lives on the spot. Rift Valley Police Commander Jasper Ombati confirmed that 55 people were injured and rushed to various hospitals within the county.
Of those who have lost their lives, from the past, we have a total of 11. And from the small car, we have a total of 2. The small car was carrying 5 passengers, including the driver. And of the 5, 2 are the ones who succumbed.
Rhoda Atieno, one of the accident survivors, has narrated that the coast bus was in poor condition and the occupiers kept urging the driver to seek for an alternative vehicle just before the accident.
Afika Kericho, but gari haikuwa inapanda mlima hata vizuri, like ilikuwa tuna shida. So kufika Kericho, watu wakajam, wakasema eti wao hawezi endelea na safari na hiyo gari imeharibika, watafute another bus kama iko ituchukue tupeleke Mombasa, but hiyo ifanywe nini, ifanywe service.
Ilianza kunokea hapo Kericho. Sasa vile ninoka hapo Kericho, tukakaa hapo sana. Ndoko sasa vile ilikuwa inakuja mimi nilikuwa nasikia tu huko, nilikuwa nimekaa hapo katikati. Nasikia tu mabumps pa. Sasa inaenda tu speed, inaenda tu straight, inaenda. Sasa kidogo nikaona tu giza tu. Sasa ndio nasikia watu wanalia.
David Ngoge, a driver along this highway, has warned that if the busy road will not be expanded, it will continue to claim lives.
Barabara ile kitu inasababisha mara mingi wanasema ni madriver ama gari, lakini hapana. Hii gari unajua vile unaanzia huko kwa juu, huko kwa mawe, gari ziko mingi barabara. So unaenda pole ukikanyaga brakes, na vile unaenda ukanyaga zile brakes, je, inaenda ikikuwa moto. So ukifika hapa chini unakuta gari haina brakes. So kama wanaweza saidia, kuna mradi mingi serikali inaweza simamisha na ichukulie hii kama ni serious.
The regional commander has to this end urged drivers to drive with caution, urging public transport companies to ensure only roadworthy vehicles operate along the highways.
Aspects of overspeeding should be avoided at all costs, and also, most importantly, ensure that their vehicles are in good conditions before they embark on their journeys.
Mombi Wambogo, K24 TV.
Elsewhere, the National Assembly has affirmed the recommendation to consolidate all bursary and government funding to pave way for free education. Speaking before parliamentarians, the State Department for Higher Learning lamented over the falsification of information, stating that 80% of students who applied for funding indicated that they were raised by single mothers, while 70% claimed that their parents earned less than 6,000 shillings. They have now recommended that such fabrications should warrant penalties. Harriet Chimea with that report.
Thank you, Mr. Speaker, and I know
the National Assembly has held a sitting to discuss the university funding model that has been under immense scrutiny.
Allow them to ventilate and then you give direction.
The need for consolidating various bursary funds and government funding arose, with the National Assembly affirming that the move will revive free education.
We have a lot of duplex processes. We have an MCA giving bursaries, an MP giving bursaries, a constituents-based, women rep are giving bursaries, we have governors giving bursaries, we have your ministry giving bursaries, we have banks making their own interventions, and so on and so forth. All these are public resources. If you pull them together, it will not be beyond anybody's imagination to have free education in this country.
The Ministry of Education lamented over falsifying information, stating that 80% of 125,000 students who applied for funding indicated that they are being raised by single mothers, while 70% of them claimed that their parents earn less than 6,000 shillings.
I'm persuaded by the evidence, Honorable Speaker, that we have a serious problem of integrity.
We have also noted that the students who have been on Harambee are shy to tick on the form that they were on Harambee.
We are applying social parameters, not financial tools.
I think that is the biggest problem in this model. You can go to KRA, you can go to salary slips. There's enough financial tools that if we apply to this system, we will get to know who are in need and who are not in need. Because if we leave it blank and use social parameters like polygamy and all these other things I'm seeing here, we are opening a very good system to fraud and corruption and to politicians like us who will want to encourage people to go and get loans.
And in regard to using secondary schools to classify students as per level of need,
the issue the school somebody attended is very misleading, because most of us are in WhatsApp group fundraising. Parents sacrifice to even do those fundraisers so that kids can go to good schools for a better life, not that they can afford it.
The Ministry of Education has now affirmed that appeals will be completed in 3 weeks, further adding that the funding application deadline has been extended until 31st of December this year.
And we may now take our leave.
Harriet Chimea, K24.
Now, at least 8 police officers, including Westland's sub-county commander and Gigiri OCS, have been interdicted following the escape of 3 prisoners, among them the prime suspect of the recent Kware killings, Collins Jumaisi, at Gigiri police station. And as Mila Kisenyana reports, the prison escape has exposed loose ends in police cells. This is one being among the recent cases of prisoners escaping custody.
This is what we meet when we arrive. This opening at the fence of Gigiri police station. It's believed that the 13 suspects, including prime suspect of the Kware killings, Collins Jumaisi, could have used to escape. They escaped alleged to have occurred at around 5 a.m. in the morning. The police, catching a glimpse of the escape hours later while drinking tea. The incident got them pacing up and down in search of answers. This small Kamkunji can barely provide answers. And within seconds, the police in command streamed at the police station. DCI boss Mohammed Amin, accompanied by the Deputy Inspector of Police, Gilbert Masengeli. All seeking nothing but answers. And after hours of digging for answers, Masengeli walked in with a brief statement, majorly highlighting on the investigation's part.
Our preliminary investigation indicated that the escape was aided by insiders, considering that officers were deployed accordingly to guard the station. I have interdicted 8 officers who were on duty last night, among them the Kikiri Sub-County Police Commander, OCS, Kikiri Police Station, Duty Officer, Duty NCO, Station Cards and Report Office. The matter is currently under investigation by Internal Affairs Unit, and any person found culpable will...
Out of the 8 officers interdicted include Westland Sub-County Commander, Gigiri OCS, the officer on duty, and 5 others.
The matter is currently under investigation by Internal Affairs Unit, and any person found culpable will face...
However, as the police commence the investigation, a string of questions have emerged. Among them, how did the 13 suspects escape under the watch of the police officers on duty? What stopped the 4 suspects that remained behind from fleeing with the others? And were the CCTVs operational during the time of the incident? This is not the first incident to have occurred of suspects escaping police cells, especially prime murder suspects such as Collins Jumaisi. 2 other incidents include serial killer Mastin Wanjala, who escaped police custody in Buruburu police station, and murder suspect Kelvin Kangethe, who escaped Muthaiga police station. Milia Kisienya, K24 TV.
Meru Governor Kawira Mwangaza will know her fate this evening when the Senate takes a vote to decide if she will be removed from office. Mwangaza took the stand to defend herself against allegations of misconduct as witnesses claimed that the Meru County ward representatives received monetary incentives to support the motion to impeach her. Murila Diambo tells us more.
And connecting you to the death.
Meru Governor Kawira Mwangaza took the stand at the Senate today to defend herself against the motion to impeach her.
Failing to appoint chairpersons of various boards, is it? Or rather, what is your stand in respect to that accusation. Have you made any attempts to appoint the chairperson whose positions are vacant?
We took several names for appointment for all the sagas that are in dispute, but to my astonishment that the Assembly have never given a reply or given us a go ahead to have them as the board members.
In a turn of events, Imenti South Ward Representative Evans Mawera, who tabled the second motion to oust Mwangaza last year, told the Senate that the County Assembly had been mobilized to sabotage Mwangaza's government.
So UDA mobilized its MCAs to bring the motion.
UDA at the county level, Meru county level, mobilized the MCAs to introduce an impeachment motion.
You spoke about receiving 80,000 shillings. You correct? You remember?
Facilitation to be in the Senate.
Who gave these 80,000 shillings?
It was paid from the Assembly.
Proceedings were momentarily interrupted when the mother of the late blogger Daniel Muthiani, alias Sniper, was overcome with emotion and had to be escorted out of the chamber. Mwangaza is alleged to have falsely claimed that 86 million shillings was raised from Muthiani's family when only 286,000 was collected.
The contributions were made to the magnitude of 86 million. This is because for more than 2 months, the leaders and also the members of County Assembly went around Meru County in all stadiums.
The Meru County Executive Committee members for Finance and Legal Affairs also defended Mwangaza against allegations of gross violation of the Constitution, gross misconduct and abuse of office.
CRA, we have not seen any adverse report from the control of budget. We have also not received any adverse report. What we have is a qualifying report from the Auditor General.
Okay.
County Assembly of Meru is in the qualifying report where the County Executive of Meru is also in.
Is it your evidence then that the answer to that allegation by the governor is that one, even the County Assembly did it?
That is not my defense.
My advice to the governor that she can proceed and appoint the 2 members and leave the position of the chairperson vacant until it has been approved by the Assembly. And these 2 members, together with the CEO and the Chief Officer Finance, would constitute the Revenue Board. And that way, the bond will be able to run without any issue.
After closing statements from both sides, the Senate will take a vote and render its verdict on whether Mwangaza will survive her third impeachment motion. Muriel Adhiambo, K24 TV, Nairobi.
Well, it's time for us to take a break right here on Punchline. When we get back tonight, the discussion is centered on matters pertaining to a possible looming teachers' strike. Stick around for that.
From the heart of Africa, where dreams are born and passion is boundless, a new wave of talent rises. In La Liga, these extraordinary athletes are not just playing the game, they're transforming it.
Danny Rodriguez, the man chasing, it's Lamine Yamal! What a magnificent goal that is!
They shine on the world stage. Watch as they redefine football, inspire millions, and make history. La Liga, where dreams become reality.